Gorgon vs. Yeti. Clash of mythical titans in the snowy peaks. In the remote corners of the world, where the line between myth and reality blurs, two legendary beings are destined to meet. Welcome to the snowy peaks, a realm untouched by time, a silent witness to an epic confrontation between the fearsome Gorgon of Greek lore and the elusive Yeti of Himalayan myth. Brace yourselves for a battle of mythical proportions. Our journey begins in the cradle of Western civilization, ancient Greece. The Gorgons, originating from the Greek word gorgos, meaning terrible or dreadful, were three sisters born from the primordial sea deities Phorcys and Ceto. Their names, Steno, the mighty, Euryale, the far springer, and the most renowned, Medusa, the protectress, echoed through the annals of myth as embodiments of female rage and divine punishment. The Gorgons were not mere monsters but complex symbols in Greek mythology, representing the intersection of beauty and horror. Medusa's transformation from a beautiful maiden to a monster by Athena's curse added layers to her narrative, making her a subject of fascination for scholars. Their images were emblazoned on shields and temples, perhaps as apotropaic symbols to ward off evil. Perseus, the demigod son of Zeus, was tasked with beheading Medusa, a feat deemed impossible. Armed with gifts from the gods, a mirrored shield from Athena, winged sandals from Hermes, Hades' helm of invisibility, and a harp sword, Perseus approached Medusa while she slept. Using the reflection in his shield to avoid her gaze, he decapitated her, from which sprang Pegasus and Chrysaor, symbolizing life emerging from death. Shifting our focus to the majestic Himalayas, the abode of snow, we delve into the enigma of the Yeti. Known as the Métis by locals, the Yeti is ingrained in the cultural fabric of Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet. Descriptions vary, but consistent elements include towering height, estimated between 8 to 10 feet, and immense strength, capable of hurling boulders with ease. The Yeti serves as more than a cryptid. It's a guardian in local folklore, sometimes benevolent, other times wrathful towards those who disrespect nature. The Sherpa people speak of the Yeti in hushed tones, their narratives passed down through generations, often aligning with ecological warnings. Notably, the Pangboche hand, a supposed relic of the Yeti, became a subject of intense scrutiny in the mid-20th century. Mountaineers like Reinhold Messner and Sir Edmund Hillary reported encounters or evidence of the Yeti. In 1951, Eric Shipton photographed an alleged Yeti footprint at 19,000 feet elevation, sparking global intrigue. DNA analyses of purported Yeti hair and bone samples have yielded conflicting results, adding layers to the mystery. The snowy peaks, a hypothetical convergence of the rugged terrains reminiscent of both the Greek mountains and the Himalayas. This landscape is characterized by sub-zero temperatures averaging -20 degrees Celsius and oxygen levels 40% lower than at sea level. The Gorgon, seeking isolation after centuries of being hunted, wanders into this frozen expanse. Simultaneously, the Yeti senses a disturbance in its ancestral lands, a trespasser unlike any other. This setting is not just a backdrop but a dynamic participant. The extreme conditions will test the limits of both creatures, influencing their abilities and strategies. Amidst the biting winds and swirling snow, the Gorgon presses forward, her gaze piercing through the flurries. Her serpentine hair, each snake exhibiting thermoregulatory behavior, hisses in agitation. Meanwhile, the Yeti senses an anomaly. With sensory adaptations fine-tuned over millennia, the creature detects the Gorgon's presence from miles away. Tension electrifies the air as if the very environment anticipates the impending clash. Barometric pressure drops, signaling an approaching storm, a metaphor for the turbulent forces about to collide. Without warning, the Yeti breaks into a powerful stride, covering ground rapidly despite the deep snow. Anatomical adaptations like large, wide feet distribute its weight, preventing it from sinking. It emits a guttural roar, frequencies dropping below 20 Hz, instilling a sense of dread known as infrasound fear. The Gorgon, acutely aware of direct confrontation risks, calculates her defense. Her survival instinct triggers a sympathetic nervous response, adrenaline coursing through her serpentine locks, each snake poised to strike. The Yeti's physical prowess manifests as it hurls massive ice boulders, a display of force exceeding 5,000 newtons, enough to shatter rock. The Gorgon employs evasive maneuvers, her reflexes honed to near superhuman levels. She attempts to meet the Yeti's gaze, knowing her petrifying power is her ultimate weapon. However, The Yeti avoids direct eye contact, relying on peripheral vision. The distance closes. The Yeti swings a massive limb, the force akin to a wrecking ball, calculated at impact velocities of over 30 kilometers per hour. The Gorgon counters, her hair snakes lashing out with venom potent enough to induce paralysis within seconds, neurotoxins derived from ancient serpent species. Amidst the chaotic melee, the Gorgon devises a plan, a testament to her cunning intellect. She positions herself near a cluster of jagged ice formations, their surfaces polished into natural mirrors. Utilizing the principles of light refraction and reflection, she orchestrates an optical trap. The Yeti, driven by primal fury, lunges once more. This time, its eyes catch the Gorgon's reflection, a brief but fatal glance. In that fraction of a second, the petrification begins. Silicon pathways replace organic compounds at an accelerated rate, a mythical process defying biological principles yet fascinating to consider in a metaphysical context. Silence envelops the snowy peaks once more. The storm subsides as if acknowledging the conclusion of this titanic struggle. The Gorgon stands amidst the desolation, victorious yet surrounded by the profound isolation of the high mountains, a Pyrrhic victory. The Gorgon's triumph comes at a cost. She remains an eternal wanderer, her presence disrupting ecosystems untamed by human hands. The Yeti's demise symbolizes the loss of a guardian spirit, a disruptor of balance in the mystical realms. The equilibrium of myth has shifted. From an analytical standpoint, the Gorgon's victory can be attributed to strategic ingenuity and utilization of environmental factors. The Yeti's defeat stems from a combination of over-reliance on brute strength and perhaps a lack of knowledge about his adversary's capabilities. In mythological conflicts, raw power often succumbs to intellect and strategy. This battle exemplifies that paradigm. The Gorgon's awareness and adaptability outmaneuvered the Yeti's physical dominance. It's a narrative reinforcing that knowledge and cunning can transcend overwhelming force, a theme prevalent in myths worldwide. Thus concludes the epic clash atop the snowy peaks, a testament to the rich tapestries of global mythology. The Gorgon's petrifying gaze once again proves unstoppable, adding another chapter to her legend. The Yeti, though fallen, cements its place in myth as a formidable guardian whose defeat came not from weakness but from the underestimation of a cunning foe. What are your thoughts on this legendary showdown? Do you believe the outcome could have been different? Let us know in the comments below. And consider this. Who else could stand against the Gorgon? Perhaps the Sphinx with her riddles or the Thunderbird with its storms? Join us next time as we delve into the depths of the ocean to witness a confrontation between the Kraken and Leviathan, two sea monsters whose legends have terrified sailors for centuries. Don't miss out. Special thanks to historians, mythologists, and scholars whose works have provided invaluable insights into these legendary creatures. Illustrations and animations by talented artists who bring myths to life. If you enjoyed this deep dive into mythical combat, hit that like button and share with fellow myth enthusiasts. Subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next epic exploration. Follow us on social media for behind-the-scenes content and join our newsletter for exclusive updates. Until next time, keep the legends alive.